Well, you all, in this video I'm going to show you how to make a leather bucket. You've killed yourself a deer and you got you a chunk of rawhide there and you just don't know what to do with it. Well, here's one thing that you can do with it. You can make yourself a little basket or a bucket to pick berries or whatever you want to in. Pick up walnuts, apples, because that's one of the things that the Indians used to do with rawhide, is make buckets out of it. Okay, you all, check this out right here. Here is my rawhide hanging right here. You can see how it looks through that window right there behind me. So you got your window. This is the reason that the old timers used this stuff to let light in the house as a window. See that? It's almost transparent. Now, this particular piece here is not quite big enough for the size bucket I wanted, so I have to go with a smaller bucket. I'll show you that there just in a. So you can see that from my measurement last night, I've already measured it, but I'm going to show you all how to do this again. This is pretty simple. Let it lap over there about an inch, a little bit more. That's the length of your skin that you're going to need right there. That ended up being about 24 inches. 24 inches long by 5 inches deep. So this is going to be like a little berry bucket. Like I say, I wanted to make one bigger, but I don't have enough rawhide there to do that. After I started measuring, I don't have enough rawhide to do it. Good morning, you all. God bless each and every one of you. Welcome back to the channel. I've got my rawhide almost dry. So now I'm going to take it down. We're going to cut it to the width and the length we need to do our project. And it needs to be moist to do this project, you all. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to measure off the amount that we need right here. The easiest way to do that is just get you one of these rolling knives. If you don't have one, go to Hobby Lobby and get you one. Next thing we will do before we get too carried away is we will mark the bottom over there on this piece, and we'll just take a pair of scissors and we'll cut that out. Right there's the bottom of the pot. Here is the side wall. There's the bottom. All right, you all, let's cut some lacing. You can do this with scissors if you want to. Just take and cut it right out of your skin, just like I'm going to do here, but I'm going to use this straight edge. I find that it makes really good lacing when you do it this way. Fire sure feels good this morning. We got cold rain coming down out there right now. Now, rawhide lacing, you all, is some of the strongest lacing that you can get, and it's the way it should be done, okay? Just go ahead and use that natural rawhide to lace up the bottom of your. So you can make up your mind how far you want this to lap, you all. And it doesn't have to lap as much as I'm going to lap it. I'm going to let about 2 inches of this lap around here, okay? So what we'll do is we'll sew it up here. And we'll let this part right here be the bottom. I hope you all can see that. So after we get it where we want it, you all, just take you an awl. We're going to pre-punch some holes where they're going to go. Mark them really good, because just because you got something sharp there don't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to punch all the way through that right here on this metal thing. So mark them where they go. Then we'll take them over there to the board and we'll punch the hole. See, I can't even punch that through 2 layers of that rawhide right there. Okay, do the same thing to your circle, you all. You're done. She should have looked something just like that right there, you all. Pre-punch them holes. You'll be glad you did. Alright, you all, one way to start a stitch, instead of tying a knot in this end of it with this rawhide, make you a hole in it. So that when you start it out, it'll just tie up a slot just like that right there. Just thought I'd show you that. So that's one of the easiest ways to do it. And I got a bone needle here. Wolf Branch Homestead sent me, and I'm going to use it to sew this up with. If it's not too thick. All right, you all. What we're going to do right here is the running stitch. Now you don't have to worry about a knot coming loose. So the running stitch, you all, make sure I get it through we'll go down through this hole. Make sure it goes through your piece of leather on this side. We're going to pull it down. I know that's hard to see, but it's the only way I really do it right here and show you that at the same time. And now that we have that started, it's pretty simple. To just follow through all the way through this. You all, that's what she looks like. Now to finish it off right there, it's pretty simple. Bone's a little on the thick side for that. You simply tie it off. Okay, y'all, here we go with the bottom. Well, we already got that strung up. I hope y'all can see that. I hope that camera position is right. So we'll bring it up through the first hole. And this. And one thing we may have to do is we may have to go over there and re-soak just the sewing edge there just a little bit, because that's not really, that bone needle is too thick for them holes. Anyway, let's get started here. Just like that right there. And then we're going to do the whip stitch. Okay, you all, the bone needle is too thick at the back. So what you do is you just cut the end of your thread there down slim, so you can just stick it right through the holes. Whip stitch. And once you get this project started like this, then you can just sit down and sew it up. I had to re-wet my lace in here, and you want to do that when it gets too dry, okay? The whole purpose of it wet is you want it to shrink up and really tighten up really good. So I had to re-moisten that. And I couldn't use a needle here because the lacing is too thick and will not come through the hole the way it's supposed to. So just one of the things you have to do, but remember this: if you're ever out there in survival and that situation comes up, this is the way the Indians did it. They would just, that's a rough looking thing. Now that skin dried almost completely out while I was sewing that up. So there's us a bucket. All right, you all, what I've decided to do is I'm going to take some wet rawhide and I'm going to braid a handle for this pot right here. So what I've done is I punched a hole in the side of it there at the top. It's not going to be that complicated at all. Through that hole, we'll run our 3 pieces of rawhide. So we'll just take the cords and braid them together. And I used to know how to do a 4-corded braid, but for the life of me this morning, I can't remember how to do it. So I'm going to do it with just 2 sets of 3, 3 sets of 2. Michael, you can't even count. All right, you all, there's your leather bucket. The last thing you want to do, once you make your bail for it, your handle, is turn the edges over at the top. That's gonna make it nice and, sturdy at the top and not flimsy and floppy. And I realize if these things gets rained on, that they'll get out of shape. But still yet, there's one way to make you a bucket that you can use in survival or whatever you want to use it for. A rawhide bucket. Now, you can actually, you all, put this back over your form over there. You can wet it down if you want to. Put it back over your form, because this thing really, the length of time it took me to sew this up, it stiffened up just like rawhide's going to do. But anyway, there it is. And I wanted that to be bigger than that, but hey, that's a nice little berry bucket. Thank you all for watching. You watch another tip from your Bland County Survival Man. Have yourself a wonderful day.